good. Hi everybody, Dr. Howard Cohn here with my good friend Dr. George Gonzalez. We're here at the Cohn Health Institute and we're so excited because this is one of the most long-awaited sessions of the whole summit. Our title sponsor himself. You've heard from other people talking about quantum neurology during this summit. You've seen other people doing quantum neurology during this summit, and this is the man who created quantum neurology, neurologic rehabilitation, next level neurology. So he's going to talk to us a little bit, right, about how you got into it, how it works. He's going to do some demos, and of course there'll be that live portion where you can kind of chat with Dr. George personally. So Doc, quantum neurology, did it just come to you from the sky? Did you make it up? Was there an inspiration? Where did it come from?
Well, thank you, Dr. Cohn. Quantum neurology is nervous system rehabilitation, and it developed out of the need of my wife's moderate spinal cord injury. She was damaged and she lost function from her navel, her groin, her backside, the backs of her legs, and the bottoms of her feet. It was devastating. It was so painful for her to walk. It was very hard to just even witness it, and to watch my wife's nervous system and her health decline right in front of my eyes. She was a healthy 29-year-old at the time, and we went to everybody we could. I was in my last term in chiropractic school when it happened, and we went to doctors, medical doctors, acupuncturists, chiropractors, everybody we could, and everybody told us that they couldn't help. They told us, you know, start looking for wheelchairs, start getting used to this, and this is how you're gonna have to live the rest of your life. Don't expect to have children, because the nerves that were damaged were the same nerves that go to the sexual organs and the uterus. So these are things that we were faced against, and with no real answers at the time. And honestly, with a lot of reading, a lot of studying neurology, and a lot of prayer, we had our answer. And the answer is quantum neurology. What I developed, we have a patent on the system. It's a step-by-step process to rehabilitate the nervous system. We're able to apply these concepts to rehabilitate muscle strength, sensation, cranial nerve function for cognitive skills. So for example, somebody that has a stroke, we have solutions for those people. We have strategies that can help somebody who's lost muscular function, who's lost sensation over their body. These are things that have plagued our professions for years, and there's really no answers for these things. And sensation is 80% of the nervous system, and we have strategies for rehabilitating sensation even if somebody's paralyzed. So when we have somebody who's paralyzed, normally there's really nothing we could do, or at least that's what we were trained in school, right? There's not much you can do for those patients. And most doctors just don't even bother even accepting those patients because they don't feel they can have the skills to help them. But with quantum neurology, it's a strategy for rehabilitation. It's not a promise or guarantee. It's a step-by-step sequence of rehabilitation. We start by strengthening the muscles of the body through each specific nerve level, and we're using traditional neurology that's taught to every doctor around the world on how to evaluate the before and after of these functions. So if you're a doctor that already is practicing and you want to learn how to advance your neurological skills and your neurological evaluations and add neurological corrections to the mix, quantum neurology is the answer for you. These strategies are so powerful and they're simple to apply. Once you understand the principles, you're able to apply these to anybody and any patient, whether they're young or old, whether they're non-athletic or even for elite athletic performers. Over 20% of medal-winning athletes that have been in the World Games for the last 6 World Games, and those games that come around every 4 years, the last 5 of those events, those medal-winning athletes are under quantum neurology care. These are powerful strategies that could make a shift in anybody's nervous system because it's nervous system rehabilitation. We're bridging the gap between the nervous system and the universe. What connections are made between our physical body and the space around our body. We have a way of making changes that shift that communication, upregulate your ability to function and ability to perform, regardless of what you're dealing with. I'm very excited to share this at the Go Beyond Summit. We're introducing brand new concepts that we've never taught before to the community. For the last 20 years, I've been teaching doctors only. I've been teaching doctors from around the world how to do quantum neurology strategies of rehabilitation. And now we're introducing GMRT, Gonzalez Muscle Reset Technique, to the professionals out there, the massage therapists, the personal trainers, the athletic trainers, all the people that are professionals working with people in all different stages. These techniques are beneficial for people with occupational therapists, people working with stroke rehabilitation, with kids on the spectrum. All these strategies are beneficial for all these cases. So very excited to share these things. And Dr. Cohen's been doing this work for quite a while now.
I have. It's been fantastic. And here at the Cone Health Institute, we have quite a few docs that have gone on and gotten certified in quantum neurology. Makes all the difference in the world. Things that used to take hours, days, can happen in minutes because of these techniques. And so, you know, we talked about people, you know, stroke victims, other head injuries, concussions, other neurological deficits. But today we're talking about one of the things that people have learned about quantum neurology the most, the field of athletics, sports, and human performance. And you know, this title of this conference is called Go Beyond, and we have helped people go beyond where they were stuck in that wheelchair, but also go to that next level, good to great, great to unbelievable, and actually exceed their body's barriers of what they thought was possible. So, you know, as they say, a picture's worth 1,000 words. We're going to get Dr. Gonzalez right now to demonstrate, because there's a lot of people out there going, I've either had an injury and it's holding me back, or I'm an athlete and I want to go to the next level, or I know somebody who really needs something what I think this is. So I'd like to see what it is. So I know that you have a person here that you've worked with before who has agreed to be a demo, Robin, and why don't we have Robin come in and maybe walk us through with Robin how this works and what it looks like to get a quantum neurology care.
Absolutely. Yeah. So have a seat, Robin. Robin is a martial artist. He's a Kung Fu master. And we've been working together for a few years now. And we're just going to run through his body and see what we find. So let's have you lie down, Robin. So in quantum neurology, it's a strategy. And we're going step by step through the nervous system and finding specific actions that need to be corrected. So the first thing I do is I check the pelvis. And the way I do that is I have him squeeze his knees together. And if I'm able to move that, I have certain corrections that have to be made, and that will stabilize the pelvis. And after that, we go and we check what are called myotomes. Myotomes are the muscles innervated by a single nerve. So we identify, and these are traditional neurological tests taught to every doctor around the world. Myotomes are a crucial understanding for what is going on in the patient's nervous system in this moment in time. So I'm going to walk through this sequence. This is S1 I'm testing, L5, L4 in the feet, and those are the 3 nerves in the feet we test. And heel down, that's L4 in the hamstring, push up towards the ceiling. That's L2, and push up, L1, and L3. So these are the tests that we're doing, and you see how quickly I can evaluate all the nerves of the lower body. And I only did one side for demonstration purposes. But if there's a weakness, so let's mimic a weakness here. Let's say L2 is weak. This tells me exactly in the nervous system where the problem is. And it's not a game, it's not guessing, he's not a guinea pig. We know what we're doing because I could find the exact neurological weakness and I could find exactly on his body where the correction is. And so what that would look like if I found this to be weak, we have correction points that I've discovered and we found consistent across the board. And we use, and this is an arthrostim, I could use an instrument or I could use manual corrections. But I tap this in, big deep breath in, and out. And if, you know, this was a demonstration, he was not weak, but if it were weak, we often see a correction happen and strength restored just with that quick correction. What we also do in quantum neurology is we use light therapy. Now, light therapy has been extremely powerful. You can look this up online, all the research that's been done on light therapy for the last 50, 60 years. I don't have time to get into it now, but it's powerful therapy that helps amplify the nervous system's communication, and it delivers amazing results for what we're doing. So in addition to the physical correction, we use the light therapy over the body, and we also just set it down and let the body absorb the light. The light is a stimulus. It's one of the stimuluses that we use to make neurological change happen in the body. So we demonstrated the lower body, the upper body. Open up your hands here. It is T1, hold strong. Turn the hands over, curl, C8. And tricep is C7, bicep is C6, C5 is the deltoids. So when we walk through the nervous system, it's very fast. And if there's a weakness, I could correct it, and instantly, within seconds, we could see a shift. So when people have neurological problems, first of all, if you're not a doctor and you don't understand neurology, you may not understand that everything is a neurological problem. Everything that you deal with, there's a neurological component, because what runs our body? The nervous system. We have our brain, our spinal cord, and the nerves that branch out. Every nerve that branches out to muscle, tissue, organ, and bone. And what I've done is I've compiled the organization of the nervous system. So when we're talking about each one of these nerves, we know what tissue is being innervated, which bone is being innervated, which organs are being innervated, and which muscles are being innervated. So all that information put together, plus the analysis of the nervous system, allows us to find very quickly where the issues are for the patient. And neurology doesn't lie. The patient doesn't even have to tell me about what's going on. I could find weaknesses in their body because the neurology doesn't lie. When they have a neurological weakness, that maps out neurologically to the muscle, tissue, organ, and bones that are going on. And oftentimes patients are like, oh, I forgot to tell you I had XYZ issue. Okay? Because when we have a collapse in the nervous system, that part of the nervous system is not communicating properly. And even though we're evaluating muscles, we have this circuit of communication that's happening, that muscle, tissue, organ, bone communication circuit. And we're testing only one of those. We're testing the muscle. But if the muscle's inhibited or weak, we know that all the associated muscle, tissue, organ, and bones on that same circuit are likely compromised as well. So we have strategies of finding out that information and bringing that to light for everybody. Let's have you sit up, Rob. So what I just demonstrated was a myotome evaluation and correction. One of the big things we do is cranial nerve evaluations. Now, cranial nerves are the origin of your reality experience. Your reality experience is basically all the information that comes into your nervous system. All the information that we bring into our nervous system makes up our reality experience. And this comes from your cranial nerves. Your cranial nerves originate mostly in the back of the head. You have your eyes and your nose that are in the front of the head, but the rest of the cranial nerves, there's 12 of them, are in the back of the head. Now, our reality experience is bringing in all the information from our 5 senses. We have our sight, our nose, our hearing, our taste, and our touch. The sense of touch is really important. The first 4 senses are in our head. Sense of touch is in our entire body. And that includes pain, temperature, vibration, light touch, deep touch, pressure, proprioception, form recognition. And these tests are very specific, and we're able to restore each layer of sensation individually. So if you have somebody that's lost sensation, we're able to restore the pain layer separately from the hot layer, separately from the cold layer, separately from the vibration layer, and so on. It's extremely powerful. And it's one of the most powerful things for chronic diseases or illnesses or whatever you want to call it, like RSD, for example. Reflex sympathetic dystrophy is a common name for it. It has many names. CRPS is another name. But whatever that is, it's a sensory problem. And there's sensory processing issues that we see with these patients. And to my knowledge, it's the only strategy that's been helpful for those cases. We have Dr. Katinka Vandermeer in Arkansas, thank you. In Arkansas, who's an expert in this field. She's written 2 books. Go check out her website or her Facebook page. Amazing before and after testimonials. And you can go to our YouTube, go to YouTube and type in quantum neurology. You'll see pages and pages and pages of before and afters and testimonials coming from myself and my doctors that I've trained doing this work and their patients. Very exciting. On the cranial nerve concepts, going back to the reality experience, because the reality experience is truly what's important in our body. It's how we perceive our surroundings. So our reality experience, mainly our 5 senses, are tested through the cranial nerves. There's 12 cranial nerves. We have cranial nerve 1 for smell, cranial nerve 2 for vision, cranial nerve 3 is for the ability to focus on things, cranial nerve 3, 4, and 6 are for eye movement, cranial nerve 5 is for sensation of the face and the entire head. You also have the movement of the jaw for cranial nerve 5. Cranial nerve 7 is for facial expression, smiling, squinting, all those kind of ideas. Cranial nerve 8 for hearing. Cranial nerve 9 and 10 for swallowing and speaking. Cranial nerve 11 for head movement. And cranial nerve 12 for tongue movement. So all these nerves together are a puzzle that work together. We cannot isolate an individual nerve, but we isolate the actions of the individual nerves to the best of our abilities. One of the most important nerves to test is cranial nerve 10. Cranial nerve 10 for speaking and swallowing. It's the primary parasympathetic supply of our nervous system throughout our body. Parasympathetic is very important because parasympathetic is the actions of healing in your body. Rest, digest, and heal actions of the body are called parasympathetic. You've probably heard of fight and flight and survival actions. Those are called sympathetic. So that's the balance of the body that we're working with. And oftentimes when people are injured or damaged or just chronically stressed, they're stuck in sympathetic, that fight, flight, and survival mode. And what our job is as professional healers is to stimulate the parasympathetic, the rest, digest, and heal actions of the body. One of the most important rest, digest, heal actions of the body is speaking and swallowing from cranial nerve 10. So I'm just going to do a quick demonstration here. Hold strong, Ron. Hold. Excellent. And let's have you swallow. Okay, and he's inhibited here. There's a real weakness that we're seeing. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, before I do that, let's test the other actions. Let's have you say ah. Ah. And he's inhibited there. Staccato. Ah, 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 ah. And we can even go into speech therapy. I do speech rehabilitation with people. Let's do some sounds. Let's do